The ninth part is called Languishing Krishna. After venting out her rage, Radha feels broken by the intensity of her passion. She feels wasted, but what makes it worse is the state she finds herself now. She sees how she has lashed out at Krishna. Being remorseful, he left, feeling like he failed to make Radha see his side of the story. This interaction haunts her consciousness. She can't stop replaying this confrontation. There is something that did not go as expected. She is forced by her thoughts to reassess her choices and motivations. Did she win by hurting the one who loves her, or did she lose? If she won, why doesn't the feel of victory stay with her? She has caused the one who loves her to be in pain. How did she feel good seeing herself in anger? But after the anger has been unleashed, she doesn't feel good at all anymore. What changed? It is the mind that must make sense of this confusion, or else the individual soul will never escape her misery. The mind's voice cannot be ignored. Radha has to come face to face with what she has really done. Then, when she felt wasted by love, broken by her passion's intensity, despondent, haunted by Hari's response to her quarreling, her friend spoke to her. The pain and suffering of the world force us to think about it, and we are pushed to confront its reality and its causes. In Hindu philosophy, misery exists in many forms. There are miseries. The difference is in the source and in degree. This plurality of pain is known as Duhkhaih. There are three main miseries, known as Tapatraya. Adhidaivika is the misery brought about by unseen forces and mysterious powers beyond our existence. The gods and the consequences of past action cause misery and pain on individuals. Adhibhautika is the misery caused by other living beings, like animals or people. They cause misery and pain on prey, rivals, and enemies. Adhyatmika is the misery caused by the body and mind, like fever and worry. This is the misery our own body inflicts on ourselves, but the body often reacts to our own habits and thoughts. Radha's mind convinces her it is the third class. This misery is of her own doing. If she has caused herself to be in misery, then it is up to her to remedy her situation. This awareness of the cause of her misery is actually from Krishna's grace and compassion. He does not let us suffer endlessly with no escape. What is required of this act of grace is to acknowledge it and find our way back to Krishna. He alone is the refuge. We are immediately confronted by the power of our pride. Our sense of being always right backfires and causes us harm instead. If we let go of pride, the good state of clear thinking slowly returns to us, and we can begin reconnecting with the good things in life. If we cling to our sense of being right, even when we are wrong, we will be cut off from the things that give joy in the world. We will be left alone, fighting against our own self, perpetually bringing more misery and hopelessness. How often must I repeat that refrain? Don't recoil when Hari longs to charm you. Don't turn wounded pride on Madhava. He is proud too, sullen Radha. Doubts will come about Krishna's compassion, because there is something that pulls us to stay in misery. And yet, there is another pull that calls us to escape misery. They both apply pressure on our bodies and minds. We know we are being pulled somewhere. Which pull do we follow? Which one leads to the truth? It is this desire for truth that is actually the proof of Krishna's grace. In the same way that we have desire for pleasure, we should have desire for the truth. Your swollen breasts are riper than palm fruits. Why do you waste their rich flavor? Through Krishna's grace, wisdom is revealed. When we study this wisdom, we begin to see how intricately made existence actually is. Through philosophy, which blesses the mind to connect to the divine, the mind sees clearly, as everything is broken down and tied to class and category. The mind sees the points of origin of these two mysterious forces, joy and sorrow. Hinduism has a rich literature of advanced critical thinking, which delve deep into the reality of existence. Each thing can be traced to something that precedes it in existence. The further we go back, the more we see the causes of our situations. The further we go back, the more we can begin to understand how complex interactions and reactions of the universe function. Krishna's words have been with us for ages, since the beginning, and their message will be there to guide and heal until the end. Let Hari come, let him speak sweet words. Why condemn your heart to loneliness? Both of these poles, to joy and to misery, both come from the nature of existence itself. The original condition of existence is in a state of ambivalence, or both conditions exist at the same time, each taking a turn to be prominent. Existence is made of parts and wholes, the wholes being made of parts, the parts becoming wholes. That two states can exist at the same time seems contradictory to us, only if we remain focused on the sequence of linear time. We must step out of linear time to see the truth, to see existence how Krishna sees it. This cyclical nature of reality is broken down to mixed and unmixed qualities. They exist separately, and yet they work together. In the primal matter, or Prakriti, there are three qualities of being, or Guna, that endlessly interact with each other, allowing existence to manifest itself in ever-growing diversity and change. The qualities are Tamas, a state of darkness, inertia, and lethargy; Rajas, a state of activity, motivation, and passion; Sattva, a state of luminosity, purity, and goodness. These qualities are interacting and displacing each other, and through wisdom, we become aware of the perpetual change of existence. There is ambivalence and impermanence to our feelings. Without wisdom, one day we are happy, while others are sad, and without realizing it, when the others see our happiness, they choose to be sad. Why can't they choose to be happy too? When he is tender, you are harsh. When he is pliant, you are rigid. When he is passionate, you are hateful. When he looks expectant, you turn away. In a state of Tamas, we are pulled to laziness, depression, cowardice, and resentment. Without guidance, we choose to follow this path of self-destruction. Krishna looks at our destruction with compassion, giving us ways to escape our misery. Why conjure heavy despair in your heart? Listen to me, tell how he regrets betraying you. If we pursue the state of Rajas, we set in motion a path to goodness. We must choose the path of ambition, desire for betterment, and endure the unpleasantness of change. This quality of action requires constant work, and each action we do, good or bad, pulls us to joy or to misery. Each day the struggle continues. Sometimes we come closer to Tamas, sometimes we come closer to Sattva. Hearing Jayadeva's words seduces our minds to synchronize with his way of seeing existence. We can slow down and see what he sees. We can slow down and force our thoughts and habits to lead us away from misery. May Jayadeva's lilting song please sensitive men who hear Hari's story. Our way out of misery is to pursue the path to Sattva, the state of light, peace, and goodness, and to perform action that leads to it. The end goal of this journey of action, the goal of Rajas, leads back to Krishna. In him are the excellent states of being. He is peace, he is love, he is wisdom. See Hari on his cool couch of moist lotuses. Reward your eyes with this fruit.